as we've mentioned, more than a few people were left with egg on their faces after Thursday's surprise result, led to believe by the polls that we were heading for a hung parliament. All sorts of predictions were made about what would happen to the parties after election day. Very few of them included a Conservative overall majority. But at least nobody made any foolish and potentially humiliating promises about what they'd do if they were proved wrong. Well, beyond Paddy Ashdown telling me that he'd eat his hat. Oh, yeah, hang on a minute. Someone else did. Yes, the Telegraph commentator, Dan Hodges, he wrote back in December 2012 that he would run naked down Whitehall if UKIP got over 6% of the vote. Of course, it got about 13%. And it seems the habit was catching. Here's the Lib Dem blogger, Stephen Tall, on the Daily Politics back in September 2013.
I just say on the 24 seats thing, because I wrote a blog post about this, and I want to make the commitment on TV as well, which was that if we are reduced, the Lib Dems are reduced to 24 seats next time, I will run naked down Whitehall. I think the chances...
We got that.
Yeah.
Let's hope they get more, is all I can say.
Well, well done, Peter, for staking your claim.
And they're both with us now, thankfully with their clothes on. So, Stephen Tall, there it is. Yep. In the dignity of the BBC library. When are you going to do it?
Well, I did say if we were reduced to 24 seats. Now, I think that might be an overestimate of where the Lib Dems ended up. So, you know, I think there's a technicality there. Look, I'm a Lib Dem. It's a pledge. What can I say? I think more people will be grateful. People might be grateful for me breaking this pledge, I think. Compared to tuition fees, I think this is a safe pledge to try and break.
What about you, Dan Hodges?
I am doing it. The Hodges, we are like Lannisters. We are like Lannisters. We always pay our debts. So, yes, I've kindly got sponsorship from Ladbrokes. The nice
and
people.
Ed Miliband?
Not Ed Miliband, although when he gets back from Ibiza, I'll try and get him. It's going to be in support of two charities, Elizabeth's Legacy of Hope, which is something set up by my colleague Chris Hope, and also the Terence Higgins Trust. And yes, I'm going to be there.
Well, we can give our viewers a bit of an advanced preview of what this may look like here.
Oh. Yes.
That's very lewd. Yes, look at the girl there with the hands over her face.
Have you had...
What's Nigel's face doing there?
Well, good question.
Have you had legal advice?
Yes, the legal advice is that I'm going to have to make some compromise in terms of the degree of nudity. Although obviously, given that this streak does have Nigel Farage as at its heart, I may sort of streak halfway down, change my mind, turn around and run back the other way.
They're making up the rules as they go along here.
You should join them, shouldn't you?
I'll tell you what, if someone out there will match the pledges that Dan's getting, why not?
Is that another Lib Dem
That's another pledge on the day.
We can have some kind of three-legged race along there. How are we going to be attached?
Three-legged race now.
How are we going to be attached?
I'm not going for that. I'm not signing up for that one. I don't care what the charity is.
But look, you're probably too young to remember Margaret Thatcher saying, "There will never be a female Prime Minister in my lifetime." And it didn't seem to hold her back too much. So good luck.